Have I ever taken a drug in my life? Absolutely. Okay. Would I take maybe a pill if I had a really bad headache and it was continual? I probably would, but I'd want to get to the root cause. How did I create enough stress to create that mess? Well, that would be called break away from the herd, because the herd's off to the butchers. Hippocrates, the real father of medicine, would roll over in his grave because back then, you didn't get paid until you helped the patient find wellness, okay? Now today, we can pay out the nose continually and nobody is standing up for their work. And if you actually took a look at how many people are getting well, you'd know that it is hell out there. Now listen to me. If you don't food combine properly, like starch and protein, a protein will actually neutralize the starch enzymes. The starch enzymes neutralize the protein. And guess what? You have two things that are going to go on in your body: digestion or rotten putrefaction. And guess what happens after 15, 20 minutes? Are you ready for this? You're more tired than when you were eating, but now you feel full because guess what? You've been brainwashed. Honey, are you full yet? Burp. Oh, well, no, I've got a little bit more room. Shove some more stuff in there. Let me tell you something. We are eating ourselves to death. This here is the highway of life, or the highway of a really bad road, and all the way to becoming sick. And understand the new rule. We are going to drink our solids and chew our liquids. What does that mean? That means that the more you chew your food, the smaller the particle, and when it goes down into your stomach will only digest the surface area. The bigger the surface area from you chewing your food into particles, you're going to absorb the nutrition. Did you know that if you chew your food, that it's like a liquid going down? That's how much you chewed it. You could eat 1/3 of the food and get 3 times the energy. And this was a study done. So you keep on drinking your water at your meals because you're going to wash those chunks down. You're only digesting the surface energy. And then don't food combine properly. And guess what we're going to have? We're going to be bloated. We're going to be sick, and we're going to putrefy. Now remember, from your mouth to your anus, it's 30 feet. That's a long highway. And guess what? By the time it gets down there, you're going to have root rot. That's your large intestine. Then you're going to be rotten to the core where you're pooping in your pelvis. Why do you think that hip surgeries are everywhere? Why do you think knee surgeries? Why do you think low back surgeries are the main thing done? Because your large intestine's falling down and out, which is your immune system. You've been pooping in your system. That's why when you go to roll over and you kiss your wife, or she goes to kiss you, she goes, honey, please, please, somebody pooped in your mouth. That's because you're rotting down in your core. That's falling on the floor, which is your immune system. And because you're rotting down there, hot air rises like any other gas balloon that you've got here, and it's coming up. Why do you think it smells like poop in your mouth? Because now 70% of your energy, which goes to digesting food, is now going to go into your body, and that's going to be called autophagy, and it's going to start digesting the things that you don't want. Pimples, cysts, tumors, adhesions, scar tissue. I could keep going. And that's what autophagy does. If the pH just even drops slightly in your bloodstream, you'll go into a coma. If it drops even more than that, death. But that's not going to happen. So when you become acidic, your body's going to pull calcium from your bones. Why do you think osteoporosis is so bad today? Osteopenia to osteoporosis. People have bones like Swiss cheese. We know that 50% of the population will experience life-threatening stage 4 inflammation, because I don't call it cancer, because understand something, the C in cancer stands for corruption, contamination, and conflict, and that's what they do to us. How many people think that it's cholesterol that are creating heart attacks? It's not. That's the biggest ruse of all. And understand, cholesterol is not a disease, and the body makes cholesterol anyways. And cholesterol is like candle wax, and it's trying to goop the inside of those arteries, the cracks that you're creating from the inflammation, and pulling the minerals out. And what else happens? The calcium actually goes into those cracks. And how many people know that most strokes and most heart attacks are actually caused because the calcium's like coral, and it'll cut the artery a little bit. And when it cuts it, now you have a blood clot, and if it loosens up, it goes through the heart, and there's your heart attack, there's your stroke. And nobody told you that one, did they? Let's talk about vitamins and minerals. But more importantly, I'd like to talk about something that's really important. We would never have to take vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, tons of enzymes if They didn't mess around with our world. I want you to understand something. I want you to take a look at this. Do your own homework. You ever hear of humic and fulvic? Well, humic and fulvic is actually in the soil. Did you know that humic and fulvic is actually plant life that's millions of years old that was in all our soil and now has been taken out of the soil? Did you know that they put chemical fertilizers in the soil now to replace that? Did you know that the humic and fulvic, when you actually took that into your body, when you eat from the soil and you take the humic fulvic in, that it actually picks up heavy metals and locks it down in your body to take it out? Did you know that humic and fulvic, they have 90 micronutrients that are dropped off in your cells? But now we don't have that. So the more that we lose things, when your vegetables and your fruit do not have flavor, that means that there's no minerals in there. It's the minerals that give it flavor.